Arjuna was a young man who always wanted life to go according to his plan. He grew up believing that success was in his hands, and if he worked hard enough, he could control every detail of his future. He made schedules for every hour, he kept lists of tasks, and he often grew anxious when even the smallest thing did not happen as he imagined. One day, after months of planning, he was about to open his new business. Everything seemed perfect on paper. The right location, carefully chosen staff, and a well-prepared marketing strategy. He believed that nothing could go wrong. But on the very first day, a sudden storm flooded the area and damaged the shop. Customers could not come, and the business suffered heavy losses. Arjuna felt shattered. He thought, "Why is this happening to me? I planned everything, I worked hard, I tried to control every situation. Still, I failed." His mind became restless, and his nights turned sleepless. A few weeks later, while wandering aimlessly in despair, he came across an old teacher sitting quietly under a tree by the riverbank. The man had an aura of calmness and peace, as if the storms of life could never touch him. Arjuna sat beside him and poured out his heart. "Master," Arjuna said, "I feel like I am drowning. I tried to control every detail of my life, yet nothing is in my hands. My efforts went to waste, my dreams are broken. Why does life not go the way we want?" The teacher smiled gently and replied, "My son, do you know what Lord Krishna told Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra?" Arjuna's eyes widened. He was named after that great warrior, but had never deeply studied the Bhagavad Gita. "What did he say, Master?" The teacher's voice grew steady, carrying the timeless wisdom. He said, "You have the right to perform your actions, but you are not entitled to the fruits of those actions. Do not consider yourself the cause of the results, nor be attached to inaction." Arjuna sat quietly, trying to absorb the words. The teacher continued, "You see, you worked hard and that was right. Effort is in your hands, but results are shaped by many forces: time, destiny, the actions of others, and the will of the divine. When you try to control everything, you only invite suffering, because you are fighting against the nature of life itself." "But then," Arjuna asked, "should I stop trying altogether?" The teacher shook his head. "No, you must act with full sincerity and dedication. But once the action is done, surrender the outcome. Let go of your obsession with controlling what is not yours to control. This is the path of peace. This is the wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita. True freedom comes when you do your duty without clinging to the result." Arjuna reflected deeply on those words. He realized that his pain came not from his effort, but from his attachment to how life must turn out. He had placed himself at the center of the universe, expecting everything to bend according to his plan. But life was much larger than him. That day, Arjuna began a new journey, not of controlling everything, but of trusting the flow of life. He rebuilt his business with patience, but this time he carried no fear of loss. If customers came, he welcomed them with gratitude. If they did not, he continued to improve his work with faith. Slowly, his mind grew calmer, and his heart lighter. One evening, as he closed his shop, he looked at the same river where he had once wept in despair. The water flowed gently, never resisting, never controlling its path, yet always finding its way to the ocean. He smiled and whispered, "I finally understand. Like the river, I must flow. I will do my part and leave the rest to God." Years later, Arjuna's business grew steadily, but more importantly, his inner peace became unshakable. Challenges still came, storms still arrived, but they no longer broke him. He had learned the secret of the Bhagavad Gita. Freedom is not in controlling the world, but in controlling your attachment to the world. The teacher's words stayed with him forever. Act sincerely. Detach from the results. Trust the divine order. That is the way to peace. And so Arjuna lived the rest of his life with a calm smile, teaching others the same lesson he had once received. He realized that true strength does not come from controlling everything. It comes from surrender, trust, and inner balance.